You ready for a rant of the day? I was about to say I'm not complaining, but I am complaining. I love where I live in Brainerd, Minnesota, central Minnesota. We got clear water, we got fussy walleyes, and that's the thing. You got an hour in the morning and an hour at night where they bite. And if you are not set up on X marks the spot at sunrise and sunset, you're not going to catch a fish. You can be on the best spot, the single best spot on the entire lake where you've confirmed caught walleyes all year long. But if you're there in the middle of the day or you're there at 3 o'clock instead of 4:55 p.m., you're not going to catch a fish, let alone even see one. And it drives me nuts. I've been pulling my hair out about it, obviously, for years. And we were actually out this morning on a local Brainerd lake and caught a couple fish, graphed a bunch, but you know what? They came up and they were walleyes being walleyes. They'd sniff, they'd turn around, they'd taper off. Not only on the rods we're jigging, but even the dead sticks. And I was very thankful for the one 17-incher that I got to lay my grubby paws on. And then we headed into town, we grabbed breakfast, and it's like, now what? You're not going to catch a walleye again until about 4:35 p.m. What are we going to do, you know? So we decided to switch it up, go to a different lake and do something that is just an absolute blast, and that's fishing shallow weed edge fish. And the cool thing is you never know what you're going to catch when you do it. And the ironic thing is some of the only daytime walleyes I've ever heard of being caught in the Brainerd Lakes area, there's two extremes. They were either caught in 47 feet of water in the middle of the day. You catch one of them, and if you catch one out of that deep of water, it's dead. And I don't even know how you know where to start. You drill a bunch of holes, you hop around, you maybe catch one, but you probably don't. And the other extreme of that is you talk to people that are fishing for crappies or bluegills or bass or pike or whatever bites, and they're up fishing shallow weed flats or holes in kind of depressions that are maybe 15 to 20 feet in the middle of these weed flats. And they go, yeah, you know, it's 1:30 p.m., little crappie jigging a wax worm, and I caught a 24-inch walleye. And I still have not figured out how to pattern that. One day, I sure hope to. But that's what we're doing today. And you know what? I just popped one of those bonus walleyes while we're in the middle of catching bass. Is it a giant bass? Everything lives in the weeds, man. That's the best part. You never know. It's a walleye. There we go. Beautiful gold, baby. Up playing in the weeds. Never know what you're gonna get. Pike, bass, panfish, golden delights. The crazy thing is it's middle of the day right now. You got flash bites, clear water fish. They only bite for an hour in the morning, hour at night, unless you play up in the weeds and get in on that mixed bag. She's beautiful, man. Look at that gold, clear water. Buddy just caught a big old pike. And that's the thing with those weed line fish is you never know what you're going to catch because they've got the cover, they've got everything that they need to live there the whole day, their whole life, their whole winter. It's like a buffet line. There's shiners moving around, there's perch, there's bluegills, there's everything that they need. They literally don't have to leave. And I feel like during those flash bites, we're catching them at the only time that they're kind of commuting. They're maybe poking out of those weeds and they're running that edge a little more aggressive and there's more numbers and whatnot. But man, this midday stuff, fishing up in the weeds when you don't know what you're going to catch, is truly fun. What I just caught that walleye on is a 32-inch tuned up custom rods, precision. I know I talk all the time about using beefy walleye rods. I like 36-inch, 34-inch, even longer sometimes. Super stout, heavy rods, extra fast. But this is my all-around fish catcher when I don't know what the heck I'm going to catch. It's a precision. You can see it's got just enough backbone where if you hook up with the walleye, you can still get it in. But if you catch a 12-inch crappie, you're golden. And when I'm using this all-around setup, when I literally don't know what I'm targeting, 4-pound line, because it's heavy enough to land a walleye or pike, but light enough that a crappie or bluegill will still eat your bait. And what I'm using too, funny enough, a little 1/8 ounce VMC Bull Spoon with Euro larva. And that walleye loved that. But it's just a tiny little spoon that anything will eat. Obviously, those minuscule panfish, the ones that you don't really want to waste your time with, they have a tough time pecking at it. But a 10-inch crappie will demolish that. A 10-inch bluegill will inhale those little Euro larvae dancing on that treble. And as you saw, that walleye came in a few feet off bottom. It inhaled that too. So just a fun setup. That this is one that no matter what I'm doing, if it's panfish, walleyes, bass up in the weeds in the daytime, doesn't matter what I'm doing, I always just throw it in the rod box, because if I don't have my panfish stuff with, I could still use it and catch them. But I don't know exactly where I'm going with this, other than the whole flash bite walleye thing. I have such a love-hate relationship with it. It can be the best 47 minutes of your life, but man, do we strike out more often than not. So don't be afraid to slide up and fish those weed edge fish. Look at big expansive feeding flats on the map. Find those 10, 12-foot depressions, those 20-foot holes in the middle of the flat, and punch some holes, set up shop. If you got an underwater camera, then you can watch everything that's coming in. That's glorious. It's an absolute blast. I don't care if you're a kid, an adult, you're gonna have a good time. And running something that, a setup that a little bit of everything will come and eat, it's an absolute riot, man. So that's how we're killing time. That's what we're doing. The lake we're on today is a pretty cool lake. And actually, if you look at Onyx fish, it was trophy potential, trophy potential, trophy potential, trophy potential. Combat that with the clear water, the clarity, good weed growth. Everything is going to be cruising around here. Everything's eating. It's a buffet. I hear we got a rattle reel going on right now. Let's get back to fishing, dude. Oh, it popped up.
Did it pop off?
Oh, she's still there. Well, now we can't end the video.
You got a pike.
Maybe. That dead stick is doubled. You never know, though. Shoot, I thought that last one was going to be a pike, and then I thought it was going to be a bass, and the whole time I was thinking, please be a walleye, please be a walleye, and it actually happened. So yeah, we'll find out here. Ooh, she's feeling pretty heavy, though. It's definitely not a 15-inch crappie or a 10-inch bluegill. Ooh, big head shakes.
Ooh, jeez.
If it isn't a pike, it's going to be a huge walleye, but you know what? I can already tell you it's heavy enough that it's a pike I want to catch.
Oh!
Or a bass I want to catch, or in anything I want to catch. But you know what? I don't know what it was, because when you're fishing these weed fish, you have no idea. And I'm going to go lick my wounds here for a little bit. And just, I don't know. I'm going to say 24-inch walleye. I'm going to say it's a walleye. Dang. So, long story short, we went into the hub house, saw a handful of marks out 70 feet from the hub house, just kind of sitting there not doing anything. So we ran outside, drilled a hole on top of them, dropped down, just to see, and to our surprise, they did not move. And boom, Joel catches a 13, 14-inch crappie. Drop back down, boom, drop back down, boom. It's like upper red lake status. This is the same exact hole as where we caught that walleye earlier, and bass and pike and whatever. And as you can see, there are giant crappies that just showed up out of nowhere, absolutely everywhere. This is the small one?
Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me?
That's at least 13.
This is the small one?
Hold on, I'm gonna put the flash on.
This is the small one. And it is not small. That's the small one. Are you kidding me?
These are big crappies, dude. This is a big crappie bite.
I can't even believe that. It was the smallest of like 6 of them. It's a small one. I cannot believe that. Imagine when one of the big ones bites. We're coming back. we were taking a little hiatus from walleye fishing and stumbled into some black and gold, black and white, black salt and pepper. I don't know what you call it. This is smaller of the two. It's a 12-incher. It's a small one. I don't even know what to say. This is crazy. So, yeah, caught some walleyes, caught some pike, caught some bass, caught some bluegills, caught some crappies. And the crappies are everywhere. But we have family obligations. It's Christmas. So, we're going to come back. We're going to focus on these crappies. And holy smokes, do I feel bad for them. I mean, we're going to let them go, but we're going to hang out with them for quite a while. Dude, do we have to leave? Do we have to leave? Oh. That's risque. Gentlemen, start your engines. I don't need to fry myself. There we go. I said it's getting hot in here.
Please leave on your clothes.